I worked overtime for 5 years to afford our dream home, but my wife sold it without telling me. The real estate agent standing in my driveway looked confused. I asked her why she was measuring my front lawn. She held up her tablet, showing a listing photo of my house, the brick colonial I'd spent 5 years of overtime shifts to buy. Said the new owners wanted to know if there was room for a second garage. I stood there in my work boots, grease still under my fingernails from the morning shift, at the plant, staring at a for sale sign I'd never seen before, planted in the yard where my son learned to ride his bike. The agent tilted her head, asked if I was the landscaper. I told her I was the homeowner. She checked her tablet twice, looked back at me, said the house sold 3 weeks ago, cash sale, already closed. I laughed. My brain couldn't process what she was saying as real. Then my hands started shaking so hard I dropped my lunchbox on the driveway, watched it split open, my thermos spilling across the concrete. I met Vanessa 11 years ago at a community college night class where we were both trying to finish degrees we'd started and abandoned years earlier. She was working as a dental hygienist. I was pulling double shifts at the automotive plant. We bonded over being the oldest students in a room full of kids fresh out of high school. She had this way of making everything seem manageable, like life was just a series of small problems you could solve with enough planning. We got married 8 months later at the courthouse. Our son Owen was born a year after that. Vanessa quit her job to stay home with him. I picked up overtime whenever it was offered. One income meant we were always close to the edge. Financially, we lived in a cramped apartment in a neighborhood where I heard gunshots every few weeks, watched drug deals happen in the parking lot outside our window. Vanessa talked constantly about wanting a real house with a yard and good schools, somewhere safe for Owen to grow up. I wanted that too, maybe more than anything I'd ever wanted. The overtime started 5 years before this moment. My supervisor Leonard pulled me aside one Friday, said they needed someone on the weekend maintenance crew, time and a half on Saturdays, double time on Sundays, steady work if I wanted it. I told Vanessa that night over dinner. Our apartment smelled like the Indian restaurant downstairs. She got this look on her face, like I'd just told her we won the lottery. She pulled out her phone, started calculating what we could save in a year, 2 years, 5 years, if I took every weekend shift they offered. Her eyes went bright when she showed me the numbers. We could actually buy a house, a real house, not some rundown fixer-upper, but something nice in a decent neighborhood. Owen was 3 years old, asking why we didn't have a backyard, like his friend from daycare. I wanted to be able to tell him soon, instead of someday. The first year was brutal, in ways I hadn't anticipated. Working 65 to 70 hours a week meant I barely saw Owen awake. I left before he woke up most mornings, came home after his bedtime most nights. Weekends became just 2 more workdays instead of family time. Vanessa handled it better than I expected, or at least she said she did. She told me she understood. This was temporary. She could manage Owen and the household alone, if it meant we were building towards something. I trusted her completely. She'd never given me a reason not to. Every month I transferred my overtime pay into our joint savings account, watched the balance grow. Vanessa tracked every dollar in a spreadsheet. She showed me during our Sunday evening budget meetings, back when I still had Sunday evenings free. She color-coded our progress toward the down payment goal, put little milestone markers at 25%, 50%, 75% saved. When we hit each marker, she'd make my favorite dinner. We'd celebrate like we'd already bought the house. We bought the house at the end of year 5, 3 months before this real estate agent showed up. In my driveway, Vanessa found it through a friend who knew about the listing before it went public. 4-bedroom brick colonial in a neighborhood called Meadowbrook Estates. Actual trees lining the streets, a park 2 blocks away. The schools were rated excellent. Crime rate basically non-existent. 2-car garage and a fenced backyard, big enough for Owen to run around in. The asking price was $380,000. We had $85,000 saved for the down payment. Vanessa handled all the paperwork. I was working 70-hour weeks, barely had time to sleep, let alone deal with real estate contracts. She told me what to sign and where. I signed everything, trusting that she'd read it all carefully. The day we closed, I took a rare day off. We walked through our new house, Owen running ahead exploring every room. Vanessa cried happy tears in the master bedroom, told me this was everything she'd dreamed of, that my 5 years of sacrifice had made this possible, and now this agent was telling me it was gone. Full story is linked below or on my channel.